Farmers Walk fundamentals, frame carry. So, how do the principles of the Farmers Walk differ when we go to frame carry? So, the thing with the frame carry, as you can see here on this example, the thing that is a little bit more challenging is the fact that your frames can be set. They're at a set width apart. So this in turn can make the pickup a little bit more difficult. So you can see that this is a wide grip, seemingly wide grip for me. And also a thing that you may find more challenging is actually the wider you grip, the wider you grip with your arms, you're in a less ideal position for your upper body to produce force in terms of stabilizing. So you'll find that the narrower that you come, the closer you grip, the stronger that you feel. The wider that you grip, the more challenging you feel in terms of grip and just generally producing force. So the advantage of the frame carry, of what you might find more difficult compared to you may find easier compared to farmers walks, is the fact that you've got a really good space for you to move your legs in and move freely. So you may find that people who struggle with, say, the legs knocking into the farmers a little bit, say people who are a bit bigger, they've got bigger legs, you may find that your legs can move a little bit more freely here without the risk of knocking into the sides, which in turn is going to slow you down and compromise your grip. So how you can offset the difficulty of the wide pickup, you can do that a couple of ways. So you can go for what I opt for in this one is you can go for a split stand start if you that's going to shorten the range of motion a little bit and make that back angle a bit higher. But what I opt for in this one here is actually I go for a really wide pickup with the stance. It's almost like a wide trap bar deadlift, if you will, which obviously the wider the stance is allowing me to be a little bit lower to the ground, and therefore that back angle is a little bit more upright than it would be if I was, say, lifting from a normal deadlift stance. So some people find that using a wider wider stance of the feet can be beneficial for the pickups, and some people can find that a split stance would work well. But yeah, that's the advantages that you'll be able to move a little bit more freely. So this is an example of the frame carry, and I'm using a full grip, and I'm using the full palm grip because this is, again, for max distance. And so I'm focusing on taking my time here on the turn, making sure my hands are in a really good position in terms of maximizing how good the grip is and set up to be enduring in the palm. I'm making sure that as I pick up, I'm trying to keep the weights parallel to the floor and almost floating along the ground. So I'm trying to minimize that forward and back sway. Again, obviously it's not perfect, but that's the thought process I'm doing, going through in my head. And a thing that I've done on when I'm going for max distance on things like this is you've got to be careful of not burning out your grip too quickly. You can see guys that look like they're going to do really well, and they're really fast out of the blocks, and then they end up, like, say, with the grip failing. Whereas you've got to be focus on being enduring, and this is the last few meters, I think. So a massive thing that helped me when I've trained for max distance farmers or frame carry is actually, say, 6 to 8 weeks out in my training phase, actually doing a thing with doing a test around comp weight to give myself a ballpark target of what I'd be happy for the comp. And then I'm a massive fan of splitting that. Say, for instance, 60 meters was my target. Then I would look at splitting the time allocated. So in this case, was it 75 seconds? Yeah, I think it was 75 seconds. So basically what I was doing, I got somebody to help me out, shouting every 15-second. Like I was basically going for a length every 12-second block or 15-second block. So basically, I was getting to the other side and then waiting for the cue of somebody shouting the time to readdress, and I knew this way I was in time for my target, rather than just guessing. And so basically, just spreading your performance out over the time can be really, really beneficial. So here's an example of doing a frame carry for speed at a comp. So it's ever so slightly different here. So the focus is on being really, really fast with the pickup, and it's just a straight line sprint. So this was around 220 kilos. So I find that generally comparing the farmers to frame walk, if you work it out each hand and you work out the speed and the time targets, they'll be very, very similar. Like a 220 frame will generally, for most people, be similar to like 110 each hand farmers. But you can see the advantage here compared to, say, doing farmers for speed. I'm opening up my stride a little bit. I'm able to open up my stride a little bit more on this, it seems, and open up my stride laterally rather than keeping my feet so close together to stop them knocking into the farmer's side to side. I can actually just go where I feel really strong and really fast. So for me, it's with my legs kicking out to the side a little bit, which is an advantage of what you can do over the compared to farmers.